Do you believe? Is this your understanding of this crazy world that our life, it's happening. It's happening to us. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it's painful, some of it's sweet. We're living our lives. It's happening. And we have a history of this happening. We know the days we won. We know the days we had big, horrific defeats. We know the days we had big Super Bowl wins. We know our history. And in processing and making sense of our history, when we were succeeding, why did we succeed? What did we do? When did we fail? What happened when we failed? What was wrong? We focus on interpreting this history because ultimately we're trying to figure out what the heck does this mean? What are all of these meanings that I can, I will, I won't? It is not. It is for others. It's not for me. And we're working on these meanings and what does this all mean? Now, by using the meaning and by doing this repetitively and fine-tuning this, because we want to recognize pain and avoid it, we want to find success, be it money, be it love, be it happy, and try and figure out how to repeat it. What we're really trying to do is achieve predictability. We want to predict. If I go to work tomorrow, I want to know what's going to happen to me. If I take a risk on this project, am I going to get punished? Am I going to get rewarded? Is it foolish for me to risk something big? I'm going to invest in this program with Anthony. Can I, will I, won't I? I got to predict. And I'm predictable. Anthony's a new thing, or this other teacher, Sumner, he's unpredictable. I don't know where he's going, so I've got to use my past meanings. I got to look at the other times I learned new things. I've got to figure out, is it going to be worth it to be this woman, to be this man, to do these things, to say, feel, think, focus, believe. I need predictability. Because here's the reality, and this is a big reality. The more you can handle unpredictability, that is a direct correlation to what we find in the greatest version of and crazy level of success. And for people who struggle with unpredictability, we call that control. We call that control freaks. Well, generally, it's harder to create highly potentialized success. You can, by control, avoid at a higher percentage and a higher predictive level of failure. And if you're really, really good at avoiding failure, that looks like winning, but in psychological terms, why the outcome might be a win, it's not a psychological win. This goes all the way back to the Towards and Away, Don't Spill the Milk videos, where the little girl or little boy worries about getting hit by a meteor and grows up to think that these patterns of predicting, and I must predict, I've got to control, I'm a control freak, I'm anal, because if you can handle unpredictability, it's like, woohoo, this is just a roller coaster ride, and if I crash, I get up laughing. If I get to the top, I laugh even harder. That's what kids are. That's where all these metaphors work and come into alignment. So when you're wrestling for this predictability, you accept reality today, and that's in air quotes. You accept it because it matches your prediction. And here's what's really weird. If it doesn't match your prediction, you'll discard or diminish it and say it's not real. And even when it's better than you predicted, your boss loves what you did. Somebody pats you on the back. You're like, oh, you can't think I'm that good because you'll want more of it from me. You'll go through the psychological backwater processes to say, it's better than my predictions. I'm not accepting it. And that's why even when you get some success, lose some weight, get your first fix and flip, buy your first multifamily, do something out of, it's almost, for some of you, it becomes the very reason that you can't move forward. It's the rock star with the first hit album. Oh my God, they want a second hit album. I'm not a rock star. What am I going to do? So this predictive process becomes incredibly important. So when we say reality is, it's based on your history, it's based on what it means, and now it's based on your predictions, which you fight to match all of this up. And anytime it doesn't match, it's not the highest common denominator for many of you, it's the lowest common denominator. You take out the potentiality, you take out the growth, you take out the upper limit. You say, don't do that, don't go there. You're going to fall from a higher point, stop. And you'll talk yourself out of success that you created. So let me stop for a moment, Brian, and ask the audience. They can type or ask questions. I want to know, does this make sense so far what I'm talking about? How important this drive for I need to make a prediction, how important this is. Any questions or comments?
Yes. Bill says, wow, boss will want more from me. And I can relate.
Good. So the examples are real. They should make sense. This is really, really important to the flow that we're doing tonight. That this degree of predictability, which in my world I call the reality function of software, the operating system for making these predictions and meanings. Now, you have a huge tool called the ICM, I Choose Meaning. I'm not covering that tonight. If you want that, it's a 15-minute video. We've covered it in the previous 6 months, 5 months. You can look at it. The amnesia tool, we've covered in detail. Those are things that allow you to work through that, allow you to erase the old operating software, do the scrape and do the rebuild, so that when you look at this older you, it's not that you're bad. The old you is above average. It got you here. And it has these, I can, I can't. What are the limits? When do I feel safe? When am I at risk? When will I absolutely petrified, not move a step forward, not invest another dollar, not invest another second, not believe in myself? Or when will I greenlight it? When will I go? Will I go tentatively? Will I go full speed? I will, I won't, I can, I can't. To this point, and I am. And after that point, no way. And it is, it's not for me. And now juxtaposition this with this new you person, where the can and can'ts become implementations of software. Wills and won'ts become choices to run these new operating systems. Use the new tool. What does pour the milk carefully look like? When am I going to match versus mismatch? When am I conscious? When am I going to go full speed? Because race car drivers win in the curves at full speed, not on the straightaways at full speed. When am I going to go into that in the 10 zone? All of this stuff, as it all plays out in this new load of software, it changes the predictions and the meanings. And then you got to ask yourself, well, what happens? If I literally go through this of changing the predictions and meanings, you know, what the heck happens to me? Well, for some of you, it's rocket ship time. it's rocket ships. You can take off and go, you mean that's it? That's the only thing is holding me back? Is this notion of software, and I'm going to pour them out carefully, and I'm going to build this amazing towards vision, and I'm going to install an I have a dream tool, and I'm going to use the I have a dream instead of my normal I have a nightmare, and I don't have to worry about meteors because they never hit me anyway. And so anxiety is less, and fear is not fear anymore. It's adrenaline, and I know how to code adrenaline because climbing higher on the mountain is adrenalizing me. But now I know how to create meanings, and meanings is, it's not I've never been closer to death. That's I've never been more alive. And there's 25 tools on the leading edge, on the front side of this, that you have access to. You may not know, how you use them, but that's the point. Call me, write me, talk to me, get in a love seat, talk about these things. And yeah, that's it. Some of you will take off out of this process like rocket ships. I've seen it. We've got the success stories. It's why Anthony and I have our partnership. It's why there's a 10, 15% success rate of people that have big, high-performing economics projects come in, and I'm not going to take credit for it. They'll say, oh, Bill, I wouldn't have done this without Bill, but the fact of the matter is they wouldn't have done it in their old software, and they're the ones that designed the new software. They're the ones making courageous decisions about their money and about their relationships and about their health and making commitments to do things that would have terrified the older versions of them. But in the new versions of them, it's like, woohoo, this is exciting. I'm on the leading edge. I'm winning. Because winning, like Babe Ruth is the home run king, he was also the strikeout king. And it's how you manage failure. All of these things just continue to mesh together. Now for others of you, there's almost a little forward, a little back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps, 2 steps, 2 steps forward. Oh, 10 steps back. Got too far ahead of my headlights. And you'll ebb and flow, and you'll move back and forth, more or less. So you'll say things like, oh, I'll try it. Yeah, it didn't work. Oh, wow, ooh, this tool, wow, that's really cool. I like that tool. I'm telling all my friends about it. Oh, no, the adrenaline, it's too high. I can't predict this world. And if I don't do a great job on predicting it, I might lose my investment. I might lose everything. You never lose everything, because even if you lost all your money, what you lose, what you earn, and what you get from that is experience. And if you're using these systems right, you're not going to lose all your money anyway, because Anthony won't let you. You're going to be on his mastermind call saying, what about this deal? You're on my calls to talk about the psychology of success, the psychology of risk, the psychology of self-talk, the software that's going to take me to the next level. He's not going to allow you to lose a lot of money. His systems on the financial sides are virtually foolproof. It's just, are you going to follow the systems? Are you going to be great? Oh, I have to take a step back. I have to rethink all this.